This is a 2026 Lexus ES 350h all-wheel drive. Starting its 8th generation, the new 2026 Lexus ES has grown substantially, now more than 6 inches longer and 4 inches taller than before. It also gets a sharp new look that's very EV, even though the ES offers both hybrid and electric powertrain versions. The 350e costs the least, starting at $48,895, while going all-wheel drive with the 500e starts at $51,895. My all-wheel drive hybrid actually costs more than either electric version, starting at $52,495. And while the higher trims add more amenities, even the base premium trim gets a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, a 14-inch center display, which itself includes, of course, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but also a wireless smartphone charger. You also get heated and ventilated front seats and a heated steering wheel, all of it standard. By the way, that steering wheel now displays Lexus spelled out instead of the logo. Finally, with the larger size, you get plenty of space in both the front and the second row. Plenty of trunk space too. This is the hybrid version of the Lexus ES, and that's significant because there are both hybrid and fully battery electric versions of this car now. So it's become one platform, multiple powertrains. And as you can probably tell right away, I'm not on my usual route. I am not alone. I've got my good friend Henry Payne next to me. I am a guest of Lexus, and I get a very brief amount of time in this hybrid, but I'm going to take advantage of it. And I can't think of a better thing to do to take advantage of it than a quick acceleration test. Very quick acceleration test. Coming to a complete stop. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, it's not overwhelming, but that's pretty healthy considering everything. This is on the lower end of what Lexus offers for the ES now, and that's still pretty healthy acceleration. But let's take a quick moment to talk about the powertrain. The 350h all-wheel drive utilizes a 2.5-liter inline 4-cylinder engine and a total of 3 electric motors, making a total of 244 horsepower. EV versions of the ES use a 74.7 kilowatt-hour battery pack. The front-wheel drive version gets 307 miles of range out of that pack. The all-wheel drive version, 276 miles. Front-wheel drive delivers a peak 221 horsepower, all-wheel drive 338, which matches the new Toyota CHR, which I recently reviewed and quite enjoyed. You can now get this ES 350h, the hybrid powertrain, or you can get 2 different versions of the electric powertrain, a front-wheel drive version and an all-wheel drive version. And the all-wheel drive version has 338 horsepower and electric motor response, so I imagine that one's quite quick. In fact, I happen to remember that Lexus says that one will do 0 to 60 in just over 5 seconds. This one, I think, is around 7, and as you saw, perfectly reasonable. The main thing about this car, however, is the cabin. And what do I mean by that? I mean the cabin isolation, how quiet it is, and the cabin size. This thing grew quite a lot. As I showed you, Lexus grew the length of this car by more than 6 inches. It's over 4 inches taller. It's dimensionally much larger than it was before. And a lot of that space goes towards more space in the second row and more trunk space. Going through a quick corner though, and it's still plenty soft. The ride of this is still soft and cushy as ever. It is a nice, comfortable ride in the ES. That's been its MO for a long time. No change here. The other thing that Lexus did was put a lot of energy into sound absorption, sound insulation, and even acoustic glass on the front windows. So this is a very quiet cabin as well. And in my very brief drive so far, I've felt that yes, indeed, it is nice and quiet in here. Henry, you got to drive the car first. What did you think of it?
It's nice. It very much feels like a luxury Camry because it's using a CVT transmission with a hybrid. What's really changed to me is the styling. Gone is the Darth Vader grille in front, and the inside is very Tesla-like.
Yeah, much more minimalistic.
Very minimalistic. No knobs. It brings in a little Nissan Ariya here with this haptic touch dash screen for climate controls. Otherwise, this is a completely screen-operated vehicle.
We do have a volume knob, and that's probably a push button to turn it on and off. That is the one exception to what Henry is talking about. But yeah, lots of haptic touch in here and lots of touchscreen. It is, as I mentioned, a 14-inch touchscreen, and that is standard equipment. But are you happy with the cabin quietness and all of that?
Yeah, cabin quiet is very good. And, it's an interesting contrast to Cadillac, which plays in this same space with big, very roomy Lyric and Optic EVs, if you choose the EV in this segment. And they've taken that quietness and gone to Dolby Atmos, which is a very sophisticated sound system. Lexus typically lags on tech like that.
And it's interesting because, that's not something I tend to just to be like, okay, how quiet is the car? But sound systems are very important to a very huge amount of people. And if Lexus is not quite there, that's an interesting setback. But Lexus does like to boast about its Mark Levinson sound system and speaks very highly of it, of course. But I've got a total of 15-20 minutes in this particular car, so not going to spend much time on that. However,
Robin, I am 6'5", by the way, and I can lounge in this back seat. 41 inches of rear leg room, which is comparable to a 42-inch Ford F-150.
How about that? That is a spec right there. Yeah, Henry, being a tall man and a race car driver at the same time, makes him quite dichotomous.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong sport.
They didn't have basketball shoes in the right size for him when he was young. The irony of my short drive in this Lexus is that a decent chunk of it is on the interstate. So yes, I get to test it there. Let me show you that. Okay, getting onto the freeway now. Another quick acceleration test here. Getting up to speed just fine. Okay, on the freeway, set the cruise control to 78 miles an hour to go with traffic. And we do have plenty of driving aids on the Lexus ES. This is LSS 4.0 Plus, I believe it's called. And that does mean that we have plenty of steering assists. So I'm taking my hands off the wheel, and yeah, tracks right in the center of the lane really, really well. Toyota and Lexus are about as good as they get when it comes to that particular technology in my mind. But it does ask me to get my hands back on the wheel pretty quickly. And with the 4.0 system, we do have automatic lane change. So I'll do a nice half tap of the turn signal. Oh no, that's full tap. And unavailable, condition not satisfied.
Full tap.
Oh, there it goes. And my hands are right above the wheel, but yeah. So yes, we do have automatic lane change, and it does work. It's a little bit persnickety though. But getting to that cabin isolation side of things, we can hear some wind gusting over the glass roof a little bit, but that's really about it. It is pretty darn quiet in here. I mean, I can hear you crystal clearly on the interstate just as well as we can on other roads, Henry.
Yeah, and that's what you want in a big car, because normally, Robin, you're going to be chauffeuring me in the back seat. You're going to want to hear me back there.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And your knees won't be up at your chin to block your voice either. So
I'll have no trouble hearing your son.
Oh no, my son's voice carries. There's no problem there. So yeah, no, these seats are very, very comfortable. Nice and soft leather. I believe this is the semi-aniline leather in this one, and a really nice experience. And the minimalism of the interior pays dividends just visually, aesthetically. It's very nice in here. So yeah, this is a wonderful highway cruiser, as I would expect it to be. All right, it looks like I have the freeway exit to myself, so a super quick handling test. Yeah, Yep, tires are howling, but perfectly composed, perfectly stable, no drama. So, what do I think of this 8th generation Lexus ES on this quick drive? There's a lot to like here. I'm impressed that Lexus grew the ES as much as it did. It's still a front-wheel drive base machine, and yet over 200 inches long now to give ample space. And this is now a global car sold all over the world. So it's got to meet a lot of different demands in a lot of different places. Whether it truly ticks all the boxes to be a proper luxury sedan, I'm still not quite certain of that, but I'm certain that it merits a full review. I'm Robin Warner. Thank you very much for watching.